The Portal games are some of the most iconic puzzle games of all time, and for good reasons. These are incredibly well-crafted experiences with wonderfully designed levels and great mechanics. Portal 2, the most recent entry, is probably the one most people think of first, and I totally get why. It's a fantastic game with a whole lot of character, and while I do actually prefer Portal 2 over Portal 1, I do kinda feel like people sometimes overlook the first game. These two games may just seem like pretty much the same thing at first glance, but they both actually have pretty different styles and atmospheres from each other, which I think makes them both great in their own way. In this video, I'd like to focus specifically on Portal 1 and why I absolutely adore it. To start off, I'll just quickly mention this. The gameplay is great. It uses such a simple concept like the portal gun and does so much with it. The level design is excellent and the gameplay is just a whole lot of fun. I will genuinely never get tired of it. The story of the game is very simple. Pretty much just do the puzzles and try to escape the facility. It's not much, but it does work. Portal 2 has a much greater focus on story than this first game. However, while the story told to the player directly is quite simplistic, there's a lot more going on in the form of environmental storytelling. At the start of the game, you're led to believe that everything in the facility is completely fine and that you'll get a delicious cake as a reward for finishing the testing course. It is of course later revealed that, surprise, everything is definitely not fine in the slightest, and also, you're gonna die. However, this twist is actually pretty cleverly foreshadowed by multiple elements of the environment. Throughout the game, you see a ton of these windows where there are clearly supposed to be scientists observing the tests, but they're completely empty. Every single one of them. Where did they go? They can't be dead, right? Spoiler, they're dead. There's also multiple parts in the game where you can find these hidden shelters where someone has clearly been living for a bit, with opened cans of beans and scribbles on the walls. One of these scribbles being the infamous "the cake is a lie." I wonder what that means. One other thing that I absolutely love about this game is the atmosphere. This is one of the biggest differences with Portal 1 and 2. The atmosphere in this game is so much more unnerving than the second game. The behind the scenes areas in this game, for example, look completely different from the ones in Portal 2. Portal 2's grand open areas are very impressive looking, however Portal 1's smaller, rusty industrial looking areas are so much more unsettling and creepy, which I love. These dirty, abandoned areas contrast wonderfully with the sterile look of the test chambers. The music as well differs quite a bit from Portal 2. While 2 has all of these funky atmospheric beats, 1 has way more ambient tracks, which really helps with the dark atmosphere. There's also quite a limited number of characters in this game. There's pretty much just GLaDOS. You don't walk around with a cute little robot by your side at all times, which gives the game this sense of loneliness, which again helps with the atmosphere the game has. GLaDOS in this game is also way less expressive than she is in Portal 2, which honestly makes her way creepier in my opinion. Her voice is also noticeably more robotic in this game, at least until the final battle, where it becomes, and I'm quoting the game here, smoother, more seductive, less computerized. So yeah, that's a thing. Speaking of GLaDOS, the writing in this game is really fantastic. GLaDOS has so many hilarious lines, and this was definitely one of the main reasons people fell in love with this game. The humor is just so great. Now that I've talked about some general things I like about it, let's talk about a couple specific moments of this game that I love. I love the start of the game, where you wake up to this upbeat tune on the radio. I don't know why, but it's just such a great way to start this wonderful experience. The entirety of the companion cube level is just amazing. I love bringing this thing with me. It feels so nice to finally have a companion and to not feel as alone.
However, it cannot accompany you for the rest of the test and, unfortunately, must be euthanized.
No.
Please
What?
escort your companion cube to the Aperture Science Emergency Intelligence Incinerator.
I don't want to do that. Oh, I'm sorry, little buddy.
You euthanized your faithful companion cube more quickly than any test subject on record. Congratulations.
Oh, screw you, GLaDOS. I also just really like this line.
Someday we'll remember this and laugh, and laugh, and laugh. Oh.
I don't know why, I just like how it sounds. There's also one line during the final battle with GLaDOS that always gives me chills.
Are you trying to escape? Things have changed since the last time you left the building. What's going on out there will make you wish you were back in here. I have an infinite capacity for knowledge, and even I'm not sure what's going on outside. All I know is I'm the only thing standing between us and them. Well, I was.
If you don't know who that's in reference to, she's talking about the Combine. You know, the deadly alien army from Half-Life, since it is supposed to be in the same universe. I just love all the little Half-Life references in this game, this one being my favorite. Just a shame that I always finish the fight before she says this line. And then the game famously ends with GLaDOS singing the song Still Alive while the credits roll. I really love it when the end credits song is sung by a character from the game. The Last of Us Part 2 also did the same sort of thing, but Still Alive is definitely one of the most iconic examples of this. So, in conclusion, Portal 1 is just a really, really great game. I do still prefer Portal 2 since it's longer and has a greater focus on story and characters, but I still have such a love for the first one. It has a phenomenal atmosphere with great writing, great level design, and really fun gameplay. If you somehow haven't played this game yet, I would highly recommend you do that right now. It's just so good. So that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye!